better right now. When I say slightly better. All right, so number one, what causes magnetism? You have an answer for it. What causes magnetism?
Current.
All right, God. Okay, what else? What causes magnetism? Currents from, guys, the current from where? These are magnets. What causes magnetism? The magnets do. Okay, so where do magnets get their magnetism from? All of a sudden, there's this confusion. Where do magnets get their magnetism from? They get it from stronger magnets, right? Okay. All right, so this is still baby physics for technically minded engineering students. You guys get that, right? Okay, so I get to have fun with you guys. All right?
Has ever
So let's talk about a planet that we know that we were about to destroy, Earth.
visited.
Where does the Earth get its magnetism from? Okay, I love this silent treatment as if we're in a bad relationship. All right, guys, where does the Earth get its magnetism from?
In the molten iron core.
Oh, yeah, very good. It gets it from the core, right? How do you know that? Because we talked about the movie, The Core. Yeah, amazing.
It was in the movie.
It was in the movie.
legit.
I mean, it's absolutely. I would never make a movie unless it's scientifically true. 100%. Those people are sensitive about those kind of things. Artists know their physics. Okay, so
What's the time?
let's talk about the core.
As the EM field becomes more and
All
more
right, guys. Every time you hear something wrong, just let me know. I'll stop. All right.
unstable, we'll start seeing isolated incidents. One plane will fall from the sky, and then two, and then in a few months, everything electronic will be fried.
Static discharges in the atmosphere will create superstorms with hundreds of lightning strikes per square mile.
After that, it gets bad.
The Earth's EM field shields us from the solar winds, which are a lethal blend of radioactive particles and microwaves. When that shield collapses, microwave radiation will literally cook our planet.
It won't be the microwave.
Okay, who said that?
Luke.
Look, what the hell is wrong with you? You were fine with it yesterday. What happened?
Well, I didn't say the microwave radiation would cook
You
us.
said electromagnetic waves.
Well,
microwave-
it is all. I'm saying like the X-rays and the gamma rays and all that fun stuff coming from space.
That they're all electromagnetic waves, including heat and light. If the Earth's magnetic field were to protect us from the electromagnetic radiation, you would not be able to see anything. Is that the reason why the sky goes dark at night?
No.
Because it's all of a sudden you got this electromagnetic shield protects us from. No. Okay, so look, I'm gonna give you 10 points for noticing something. Of course, we didn't really cover the electromagnetic waves yet. Only protects us from charged particles, right? Only protects us from charged particles. Not radio waves, not microwaves, not ultraviolet. You say gamma rays, absolute gamma rays will go right through it. What else? X-rays. All right, so only the charged particles will be captured by the Earth's magnetic field.
This is the sun. This is the Earth
I love the demo dog.
without the EM field.
And this is my toast, got a butter on it.
Three months, gentlemen, and we're back in
Guys, this is like a Republican science. All right, those of you guys who are Republican, if you're offended by it, tough shit.
the Stone Age. A full year, the field collapses, and that.
Feel free to throw up. I know I do.
So, how do we fix it?
We can't.
Not in my vocabulary.
Then you might want to get one of those word-a-day calendars, General, because it's impossible. The core is the size of Mars. You're talking about jump-starting a planet. This is a superheated hyperfluid of molten iron and nickel at 9,000 degrees Fahrenheit, 2,000 miles down, 1,000 miles thick. And the deepest we've ever been is 7 miles with a 2-inch drill bit.
If we can go into space, we
So
certainly...
space is easy. It's empty. We're talking about millions of pounds of pressure per square inch. Even if we somehow came up with a brilliant plan to fix the core, we'd get there.
Yes, but
What if we could?
I love this scene. So the Earth's magnetic field completely vanishes, and the birds start flying at random directions.
Don't they have like eyes? Can't they see stuff? Like, what's up with that?
I was wondering the same thing. All right,
Let's go.
I figured that they could see stuff and fly towards it. Evidently, that's not true. I love the music though. That was amazing.
Could it be true?
All right, so credit
A
cards.
small magnetic...
Easy or tough to wipe out using regular household magnets.
Could it be true? Could a small magnetic clasp be erasing...
Credit cards today are fairly well made. Question is about 10, 15 years ago,
bank details?
they used to get wiped out fairly easily. So the question is, can we actually wipe out a credit card? using a regular household.
How hard is Superman the Escape?
All right, we covered that. Okay, let me check to see if this is.
British intelligence obtained these pictures 2 days ago. She's the Red October, the latest Typhoon class. Captain's name is Ramius. He's taken out the lead boat in each new subclass for the last 10 years.
What are these doors?
Those doors, sir, are the problem.
They really built this. This isn't a mock-up or anything.
She went to sea this morning.
This thing could park a couple of hundred warheads off Washington and New York, and no one would know anything about it until it was all over.
Just before he sailed, he posted a letter to Admiral Yuri Badorin in which he announced his intention to fire his missiles on the United States.
We sail into history.
The entire fleet is after.
You can believe this.
Sir, we are being sabotaged. First one is to see her. You have to do that.
Sean Connery, Alec Baldwin, Sam Neill, Scott Glenn. The hunt for Red October.
I'm telling you, he wants to defect. Let's shake the man loose.
Right full rudder. Comes on a crazy island.
Hey, I think somebody just shot a torpedo at us.
Get the hell out of here.
Wait, where am I?
Yeah, that's almost like the entire world right now. All right, so you got the north and south poles. Obviously, a compass is a magnet on a pivot that we can use for mapping stuff. All right, so the magnetic field lines start at the North Pole, point towards the South Pole. Obvious stuff. Earth's magnetic field, supposedly it's coming from the pole, so we'll check to see if that's the case at some point. And it's always pointing towards the north. Believe it or not, a couple of 100,000 years ago, it was pointing in the opposite direction. So what caused the Earth's magnetic field? And where do we get the magnetism from? So far, the only thing we know is the electricity caused magnetism, but when you have a magnet and break it into smaller and smaller pieces, every single piece of it is going to magnetize. So the question is, where within the magnet did we get the magnetic field from? Okay, so what is a magnetic charge? That's what we're looking for. We know that the like poles will repel, the like poles will attract each other, and we know how the charges behave in the magnetic field. Static charges will remain static. The charges moving parallel to the magnetic field will remain unaffected, and the charges going across the magnetic field for reasons that we don't understand will, is that your phone? All right, for reasons that we don't understand, they will become deflected in a direction which is 90 degrees to the motion of the charge. So that's what we end up getting. All right, we employ a right-hand rule to figure out the direction of the magnetic force. And that's pretty much it. So wiping out a credit card using a magnet.
Could it be true? Could a small magnetic clasp be erased details? How hard is it to wipe out a credit card anyway? Jamie and Adam vow to find out.
I should point out that the way this holds the bills together is magnetic.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we try and read it? I read it just fine. I'm actually really surprised how robust these cards are.
So am I. I would bet money that they would have messed with them.
So why don't we leave this one for 24 hours as well, along with the other eel skins?
There's also a theory you can strip cards by rubbing two together.
That one's good. Yeah, they're both good. Rubbing them up and down against each other didn't do anything.
The guys are desperate to erase a card. They've built an electromagnet so they can find out exactly how much magnetism it takes.
Here, also.
By varying the electrical current, they can control the strength of the magnetic field.
That's a very pulse.
That's a magnet, all right.
Gauss is the measurement for magnetic strength.
Oh, okay.
It's coercivity, I believe. And so we have this little nifty device that reads that.
One.
The Earth's magnetic pole is about 1 Gauss. They'll be testing well beyond that.
So this is 650 Gauss.
Yeah. 1/1000.
Okay. Let's see. Card number 1 is good. We'll go to 700?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll step up the magnetic field until they get a failure.
Fine. 800 Gauss, man. Are you crazy? No.
Looks like the everyday credit card is tougher than they thought. Time to step on that Gauss.
Okay, 1600 Gauss. Something tells me that nothing's going to happen. It's good. Now, wave this card like half a centimeter above the magnet. Let's see what that did. Hey, we got a read error. Read error. We got a read error.
Swiping the card has proved the key. By moving it through the field, the tiny magnetic particles in the strip are dragged out of alignment.
1,000 Gauss.
Number 4 is totally screwed. Number 4 is bad. I would say that we can call 1,000 Gauss to the point at which the cards regularly start to fail.
Is it easy or is it tough to wipe out a credit card using magnets? All right, guys, I'm gonna mute everyone. If you want to say something, just unmute yourself. All right. So is it easy or is it tough? What do you think?
Pretty tough.
Okay, how'd you come up with that?
Watching the video took quite a bit to get it to totally break.
Yeah. So, okay, Nathan, let's get back to what you were saying. All right. So it took them a while, right? So what did they do? They end up intensifying the magnetism by increasing the current. So these guys were using an electromagnet, right? So can we safely conclude that it's almost impossible to wipe out a credit card using a household magnet? Yes or no? What do you think? I mean, you're watching a show and then you're obviously going to generalize it into something in your life, right? That's the whole idea. I mean, if you're science-minded, this is the show to watch. And you're watching it, so the conclusion that you come away with is, Nathan, what is it? You're thinking, wait a minute, there's no way you can wipe out a credit card using a household magnet, right?
Did you use like a lower intensity field, like more times to get the same effect?
No, I mean, I don't know. I'll give you 2 points for the question. My question is, you watch the show, what's your conclusion? Your conclusion is not that. Your conclusion is you can't. Yeah, I mean, that was obvious, right? Yeah? All right, that's exactly the conclusion that I came up with. So my dad, medical doctor, he loves physics, so he was visiting from Turkey, so we're at an electronics store. I don't know why. He ended up purchasing something which is $600 or $700 worth. So we're waiting in line. And then I reach into my pocket, and sure enough, there's a magnet. I forgot the magnet. We were doing an experiment. It was in my pocket. And then I noticed that he had his credit card right. So I wanted to do a little demonstration, right? So, to impress the old guy. Old man. So I said, Dad, can I borrow your credit card? He just hands me over his credit card. And then all of a sudden, I produce the magnet, and he knows I'm about to do something stupid because he's my dad. So he goes, don't. I said, Dad, trust me. I'm a physicist. You're not. All right? I'm just going to give you a demonstration that you'll remember for the rest of your life. There's no way you can wipe out this credit card using this magnet. He said, don't do that. It's stupid. Don't do it. You're going to wipe it out. I said, Dad, don't worry about it. So I took the credit card, just went over it this way and that way, turned it the other way. I repeated it. I handed it back to him. I said, hey, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so he was just trying to pay up. And next thing you know, the credit card got declined. It got declined because it didn't even register. My dad was really pissed. He thought that was one of those stupid practical jokes that I ended up pulling out. He wanted to kill me. I wanted to kill these sons of bitches, all right? Because I trusted him one more time. Remember, 2 people end up pissing on the third rally, getting killed. I know exactly how those sons of bitches end up feeling, all right? Because when they do the testing, they give you the numbers in terms of Gausses, okay? We evaluate things in terms of Teslas. And then I have no idea the strength that they were talking about, what it translates into. So I trusted them. I tried it, and then the credit card ended up getting wiped out. And then I'm thinking, these guys cannot be 100% wrong 100% of the time. Something doesn't add up. So because I was working at an art school, I offered art students extra credit. I said, hey, same magnet. If you guys volunteer your credit cards, I'm going to give you an extra credit percentage point. All right? And guys, physics is physics. It doesn't matter that it's baby physics for art students or engineering students. Everyone can use extra credit. All right? I don't make it easy. So that being in art school, I had a lot of volunteers. So we would just line up in front of a ATM machine. They would try their ATM cards first, make sure that it worked, and then they would try the magnet and try to wipe it out. I got news for you. I probably had 200 students volunteer who were able to wipe out only one single credit card. All right, evidently this time the Mythbusters was right on the money. More than likely, my dad was using a Turkish credit card. Maybe the standards are not up to par, so that's what happened. So it's not that easy to wipe out a credit card. But while we were using extremely strong magnets, it was just one single swipe. We were able to wipe out credit cards very easily. Household magnets, not a chance. No.
Neodymium magnets are like 10,000 Gauss.
Oh, those work really well. I gotta tell you.
And I could.
Matthew, you're lucky. All right, somebody pisses you off, like your dad, mom, or whatever, just drop it into their wallet or purses or something. In no time, everything is gonna stop working.
Nobody uses mag strips anyway.
I used to take neodymium magnets in my high school, and if you put them by the power charging cords for like Chromebooks, it shut off the Chromebook. So I'd do it to the people I didn't like. I'd shut off their Chromebook temporarily by putting a magnet by their charging port.
All right, give yourself 20 points for the lucky experience. All right, I'll remember that. I gotta use that on my wife then. To see what happens. All right, Matthew, give yourself 5 points as well.